Welcome to Tackle the Board. I'm Reese, the Vegas line reader, joined by my co-host Chris Euksuzian. You can find him at Chris Ebom on Twitter. We're going to get into our Week 16 NFL picks, and we're actually both going to give out our top 2 free picks this weekend. We're going to start with Chris. You want to jump into your first game?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to go Sunday at 1 p.m. The Cincinnati Bengals at the Houston Texans. Houston Texans are laying 8.5. The over-under is 45.5. Cincy coming off this big emotional win. I usually don't do this. I usually don't take a team that comes off a big emotional win. But you know what? This 8.5 is way too big for such a bad team. The NFL, you can take advantage of these kind of lines. It's not like college. Give me the Bengals, 8.5. I understand all the terrible stuff that goes on with Cincinnati, and I know they went against Pittsburgh, who is actually a good offense. They got kind of embarrassed by, just being shocked at what everything was going on with it for the most part, as far as the defense going on by the Bengals. They really came out to play this game, and I think they're going to keep playing. I think this is good momentum they're building. And the fact that Finley only threw under 100 yards and they still won the game says a lot. And Bernard had a nice little game as well. And now you're getting 8.5 against a Houston Texans team. Might I remind you, they're ranked 31st in rush defensive yards per game and 23rd in pass yards per game. They're not good defensively. When you're giving up this many yards on both ends of the offensive side, you can't be laying 8.5. I understand the Bengals are bad. And Finley did throw for 100 yards. I guarantee he throws over 100 yards, and I think he probably has a field day. He looked pretty sharp during the game, honestly. They ran a lot of read options with him, which surprised the Steelers a lot. Give me the 8.5 with the Cincinnati Bengals. I think that's more than enough points. And believe it or not, they might be a live dog again.
It seems like a smart pick. You definitely can't trust the Texans. They don't play defense at all, and that number is way too big. I'm going to jump into my next pick. I got the Los Angeles Rams plus 1.5 at the Seattle Seahawks. I love the Rams here. This is a great spot for them. They're coming off the embarrassing loss last week versus the Jets, the worst team in the NFL. I actually talked about the Rams early in the season when they came off a terrible performance versus the Dolphins. They had a ton of turnovers, played sloppy ball. Their next game, they actually played the Seahawks, dominated Russell Wilson, held them to 16 points. So this is another motivation spot for the Rams coming off that bad loss. Who knows? They could have been looking ahead at this game, which is a huge game for them against the Seahawks. I see them taking care of business again. Seahawks are 26th in NFL in defensive yards allowed, facing the Rams, who are actually 8th in the NFL in offensive yards a game. They also got the Rams, who are number 1 in defensive yards allowed. So that's definitely another plus we have for this game. I see the Rams being able to put up points easily on the Seahawks, who the Seahawks haven't really looked that great in the second half of the season as well. I think they're something like 4-3 or 4-4 in their last 8 games. So we got a great D, motivated, coming off a loss. And I noticed off of all the Rams losses this year, they've won by 7 points or more whenever they come off a loss. You got McVay, he's 5-2 versus the Seahawks. And I also saw that the public is siding more with the Seahawks in this game. About 55 to 60% of the bets are on the Seahawks. So I love finding games, where we're being basically, the public is being fooled by this game. I don't know why the public is on the Seahawks in this game. Some stupid money on the Seahawks. I'll take the Rams all day, plus 1.5 here.
Yeah, I mean, I like the spot with the Rams. I mean, you're looking at a spot where Seattle's at home and they're going to get that home money because they're at home. But when it comes down to it, their pass defense, their pass yards per game is worse than the NFL. Like, there's the Jets, there's the Texans, there's so many teams that give up all these yards and everything, and they're the worst. And that's only going to be exposed more and more with this play action that the Rams run. McVay's an excellent coach. I think Carroll's also a really good coach as well. I mean, there's a lot of good positives on both sides. But at this point, the Rams are just the better team. The defense is so good. I know DK Metcalf is great. And I know Russell Wilson's fantastic, even though he's kind of slid off a little bit. Yeah. He's no longer in the MVP talk anymore. Mm-hmm. So I like where your head's at. I'm all on board with you with the Rams here.
Nice. So we'll jump into your second game. You got the Eagles at the Dallas Cowboys, and you like the over 49.5 here.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, the Eagles are -2 for this game,
Hmm.
if you want to know what the actual spread is, but I
Hmm.
love the over 49.5. I'm putting it in as I'm speaking right now.
Hmm.
I could not love this over more than anything right now. Uh, Andy Dalton's been pretty solid offensively. He's been throwing the ball very well. Gallup's been really good. CeeDee Lamb's been solid. He's starting to get more comfortable with Cooper. I know Ezekiel hasn't been the best, but he does get up for these games against the Eagles. So, and now that Slay's banged up, and now they're throwing practice squad guys into the secondary. Dalton should be able to have a field day on this defense, and I feel like Jalen Hurts. Talk about a guy that just got thrown into the wolves. I'm just going to break you down two of his games right here. He played against the Saints. He won this game outright, a game where no one thought he would do anything this game.
Hmm.
He threw for 167 yards and had one TD. He was 17 to 30 of passing. And then I'm looking at the next game where he played the Cardinals, who's going to be a playoff team who I've been touting all year round. He was 24-44 for 338 and 3 touchdowns. That's just passing. You're not
Hmm.
even counting his legs right there. This Cowboys defense stinks out loud. Their rush defense is ranked 32nd, and the Eagles have been running the ball so much more because of having Jalen Hurts.
Hmm.
And they're ranked 31st against points against, and also the Eagles are ranked 22nd points against. Take it now, 49.5. It's going to skyrocket up to like 52, 53, I feel like. This is a great spot. I think Hurts is going to have an incredible game. I think
Hmm.
the Cowboys are going to be able to score on the Eagles at will, and I think Zeke's going to eat a little bit, believe it or not. So
Yeah.
I love the 49.5 over.
Yeah, definitely a different matchup here from the last time they faced off. DiNucci versus Carson Wentz, two quarterbacks that are playing terrible this year. So now you got Hurts, who's red hot, put up a ton of points last week. I see that game definitely easily getting over. So we'll jump into my second game. I got the Minnesota Vikings at the New Orleans Saints. The spread is -7. But for this game, I'm going to give out the pick of the Vikings under their team total points at 21.5. This is a huge revenge spot here for the Saints, who actually got knocked out of the playoffs, if you remember, by the Vikings last year. The Vikings are actually much worse than they were last year, and the Saints are still solid. They play great defense. They lost 26-20 last year in that game. So giving up 26 points. The over-under for the point total is 21.5. I just love that everyone's going to see that they put up 26 points last year. Saints are third in defensive yards allowed. They're also giving up 19 points per game. The defense is going to come. They've been playing terrible. They're coming off 2 losses as well. So huge motivation for revenge against them from last year, and huge game here coming off 2 losses. A great team off of 2 losses. And I love that Michael Thomas is out too. So that's why I'm not taking a spread of the Saints, because I don't think the Saints might not put enough points up.
Offense is not the same.
They're going to start playing some real defense again. So I love the Saints here to shut down the Vikings. You know, Cousins also sucks against good defenses, so I definitely don't see him getting to 21.5 points here. Give me the Vikings under all day.
Yeah, this is a sharp play, Russ. I mean, when you're looking at this game, I'm looking at New Orleans side of the ball defensively. They're ranked 5th on pass defensive yards per game, 4th on rush defensive pass yards. Rushing yards per game, if you will. And Minnesota, they thrive off the run game. They're ranked 5th in rush yards per game offensively. And if they can shut that down, they're going to force Cousins to do something that he's not used to, the wheel and deal behind the pocket. That's not going to work out well. I know Thielen and I know Jefferson's been real solid, but it's because of Cook. Cook has been unbelievable for him. He's the guy that's been churning this offense left and right. And the fact that they're going to be behind and everything, he's going to be trying to take more chances, if you will, and it's going to be a lot more picks. It's going to be an ugly game. They're going to be lucky to get field goals. And you know what? The thing is, I think the Saints have a real good chance of blowing these guys out.
Yeah,
and if they're going to blow them out, they're going to go for a lot on 4th downs. Rather than kicking those field goals, they're going to go for them, and it's going to get real ugly real fast. So I like where your head's at on this Minnesota under.
Yep. And just to let you guys know, we did just our 2 favorite picks each this week. You can also follow our picks later in the week. We might have some more picks up as we do some more studying throughout the week, as it is early in the week. And we do love the picks that we gave out this week. We're actually going to bet them ourselves. So make sure you guys like and subscribe on our YouTube page. You can also follow our page at Tackle the Board on Twitter. You can also follow my personal free picks at Russ Reese. And you could also get my big plays if you guys want to sign up. You can contact me at Vegas Line Reader, and also check out my website at vegaslinereader.com if you guys want my big plays that I'm going to be giving out this weekend. And Chris is also going to have some big plays coming this weekend. Tell them how they can contact you, Chris.
Absolutely. So you can find me on Twitter. That's the best way to find me, at Chris Ebaum on Twitter. You can direct message me anytime. I talk to everybody about any games you want to talk about. And most importantly, Tackle the Board's also on Instagram and Facebook. So make sure you check those socials as well, because we always post videos and everything else. And you can always message us to know what you like in games that you want to ask us about. Maybe we have a really good opinion about the game. Well, I know we actually have a really good opinion about the game, because we've done the homework for the entire week. So it doesn't even matter. So any question you have about the game, we have it, bottom line. And now that we're into college season, the end of the college season, myself, I can speak for myself. I've been 61% in college football. A great run of the season. And now I've devoted myself to the bowl season as well. I am playing every bowl game this season. And so far, I've started 2-1 in 3 bowl games. So that's 66%. And we're going to keep that percentage up. We're going to keep rolling. And, so you can follow me at Chris Ebaum. That's where I post all my picks. And we're going to have a lot of fun, and we're going to make you guys a lot of money. And I know Russ is going to do the same as well.
Yep. Make sure you guys follow our pages this Sunday. We'll post the rest of our free picks up on Sunday at Tackle the Board if you follow us on Twitter. So make sure you guys check out the pages and make some money. We got NFL coming up. We got the Bowls right now. We got NBA just kicked off today. So make sure you guys like and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. It'll help us out. And we're going to keep putting out these videos to make you guys some money. So this is going to close out the show. So let's make some money.
Yeah, let's tackle that board.
Oh, yeah.